What if the best linebacker move for the Cowboys isn't the one everybody shouts first? What if it's the one fans only fully appreciate in October, when the defense suddenly looks cleaner, tougher, and more connected? Aha! Cowboys Nation, because that's exactly how I look at this three-name list right now. Kaden Elliss, Bobby Wagner, Bobby Okereke. Three different kinds of answers, three different price points in theory, three different timelines, and one huge question. Who is the smartest value for Dallas after already adding Rashawn Gary and Jalen Thompson? And for this script, I'm looking at value, fit, and sneaky impact, not just name recognition. So let me start with the sneakiest name here, Kaden Elliss. Because if you're building a modern defense and you want a linebacker who can do more than just chase tackles, Elliss gets very interesting very quickly. Atlanta's official player page says he has 359 career tackles, 27 tackles for loss, 35 quarterback hits, 17 sacks, 8 passes defensed, and 3 forced fumbles. That sack number matters. 17 career sacks from this type of linebacker profile means he brings actual pressure value, not fake maybe he can blitz value. And Atlanta's own coverage from December emphasized that he was voted a team captain and was being pushed for Pro Bowl recognition. Ooh, that tells you he's respected and productive, not just statistically busy. If Christian Parker wants linebackers who can create different problems for offenses, Elliss feels like a very modern fit. Now the catch, and this is important, is that Atlanta's official February free agency preview identified Elliss as set to become a free agent when the new league year opens, but the Falcons' current official roster page still lists him. So the honest way to talk about him today is this: he was publicly identified by Atlanta as a pending free agent, but his roster status on the official site still reflects him in the building. That means he is not as cleanly available right this second as Bobby Okereke, who has already been officially released by the Giants. But if and when Elliss fully clears into the market, Cowboys Nation, this might be the under-the-radar move that pays off bigger than people expect. Aha! Because this would be the kind of signing fans call fine in March and then huge by mid-season. Now let's compare him to Bobby Okereke, because Okereke is the most obvious value argument of the three. The Giants officially cut him, so there is no waiting game there. Their own tracker says he finished 2025 with 143 tackles and reminds everyone that he has 794 career tackles, 34 tackles for loss, 36 passes defensed, 11 forced fumbles, 8 fumble recoveries, and 7 interceptions. That is a lot of box checking for a player who suddenly became available without trade compensation. Yeah, and from a roster economics standpoint, that's exactly the kind of market opening smart teams should be studying. Okereke gives you a ton of starting experience, captain-level presence, and immediate down-to-down trust. He may not have Wagner's iconic aura or Ellis's versatile pressure flavor, but he might be the most straightforward value if Dallas wants maximum certainty without forcing a big gamble.
And then there's Bobby Wagner, the name that carries instant weight. The Commanders' official free agency preview made it clear he was entering free agency and still described him as a strong leader who can diagnose offenses at a very high level, even while acknowledging the realities of age. The SI article adds those 2025 numbers: 162 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, 4.5 sacks, and 2 interceptions. And that proves he's still not just coasting on reputation. This man is still productive. But from a pure value and fit lens, Wagner is the trickiest of the three. Why? Because you are paying for leadership, credibility, and one of the greatest linebacking minds of his generation. And those things are absolutely valuable. But you also know the long-term window is shorter. So if the Cowboys want the move that feels best right now emotionally, Wagner has a case. If they want the move that might age best across more than one season, I think Okereke and Elliss are harder to ignore. This is where the Cowboys' current structure matters. The official Cowboys roster still shows a defense that has already invested in fixing the edge and the secondary, with Gary and Thompson joining a group that includes Kenny Clark, Quinnen Williams, Malik Hooker, and others.
The official coaching roster shows Christian Parker leading the defense, Ryan Smith in the secondary, and Scott Simons with the inside linebackers. So linebacker no longer has to carry the whole burden of the rebuild. That changes the decision. If the Cowboys were still desperate everywhere, Wagner's instant command might win the day. But because the front office has already started plugging some holes, maybe the smartest move is actually the one that gives you the best combination of flexibility, versatility, and cost-efficient production. And in that kind of conversation, Kaden Elliss starts getting louder. That's why my value ranking goes this way. Elliss first if his status fully clears, Okereke second, Wagner third. Not because Wagner can't still help, he absolutely can, and not because Okereke isn't a terrific option, he is. But Elliss has that more-than-one-thing quality that modern defenses love. He tackles, he blitzes, he plays with captain energy, and he doesn't come with the same age conversation Wagner does. If Atlanta fully lets him hit the market, he feels like the kind of move Dallas could make and then quietly smile about for months. Okereke is right behind him because he is probably the cleanest, officially available value play on the board today. Wagner is third only because this ranking is specifically about sneaky value and longer runway, not pure leadership juice. Different lenses, different winners. And Cowboys Nation, this is exactly why linebacker is still so interesting. Dallas has already done enough on defense to make the next move feel strategic instead of desperate. That is a good place to be. The offense is in place, the defensive front is getting stronger, the secondary is getting more experience. So now the question is whether the Cowboys want the loud veteran in Wagner, the clean, released producer in Okereke, or the under-the-radar chess piece in Elliss. And I'm telling you right now, the sneaky answer is often the one fans miss in the moment. So for this third angle, give me Kaden Elliss as the smartest sneaky fit if he fully reaches market, Bobby Okereke as the safest current value signing, and Bobby Wagner as the emotional leadership swing. Drop your ranking in the comments, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's keep breaking down every move this team could still make. Because if Dallas nails the linebacker position too, this whole defense starts feeling a lot more complete.